And welcome back to Lights Camera Mind. I'm your host, John Arroyo, and today I'm going to be recovering The Rain Season 2. And it gets even more juicier, it's more philosophy in it, and I found more fun facts about behind the scenes and stuff. So let's get right into it. So I'm going to give a little overview of The Rain if you didn't watch the other video or you don't know what it is. So pretty much The Rain premiered in 2018, but season 2 of The Rain premiered on Netflix May 19th. The story continues with Simone and Rasmus as they flee the freedom of Palon, because in the last season, Palon captured them, but they get free. The shadowy biotech company responsible for the virus breakout. Unlike in season 1, survival is driven by place in season 1. Season 2 digs deeper into scientific experimentation, bionics, and the nature of power, and especially Rasmus gets a big role in the virus growing more dangerous. This season is more darker, more intense, and focused more on how the virus evolves inside of Rasmus, transforming him into something supernatural. So let's go on to the next section, the philosophy themes of season 2. So the first theme is ethics of science. Palon is an experiment on humans, pushing them slowly into a dark territory of scientific testify that the work by claiming the only way to save the world is technology. Classic ethereal dilemmas like totally problem. The surface through saving many. The whole trolley. If you know the trolley situation is like, do I save one person or do I save a lot of people? And they kind of use that type of philosophy and philosophy in this episode. In this season, do I save this one person to save humanity or do I save a lot of people? The second thing is power of identity. So Roman transforms, making him less human of himself, and his power grows not to as a detachment, but it reflects persisting Übermensch idea of the twist. When you become too powerful and you don't stop being human. So he talks about that. I'm going to also put his name down below if I botched it. Sorry if I did. But this philosopher talks a lot about if you have so much power, think about a dictator, think about someone who's a CEO. When you have so much power, you forget humanity because you're so high up. And we see that with Rasmus, he starts kind of forgetting that he's human too, because he's so powerful that he forgets the smallest things. And that philosopher does talk about that a lot, and it does play a lot with the storyline as well as fear of others. Rasmus becomes living concern of the virus. Those close to him begin to fear. He represents society's threats of those who are different. So illness, neurodivergent, or trauma. Rasmus is not dangerous. He just isolated. Columbus' idea of the absurd man is alive in Rasmus, aware of the places of the world that does not understand him. The Columbus' idea of the absurd man is pretty much people who are unordinary to regular life usually gets isolated, and why is that? And I think it's really good. If you feel weird, or I really read a lot of Camus. I think, I pronounced it right, Camus or Camus, but I will put the name of the philosopher down below if I didn't spell it right. But he gets really into that, the idea of why is someone being different, being isolated, and it's really good, that whole thing. And we kind of see that throughout the show. Rasmus tries to interact and try to be with people, but people see him as an oddity or a weird person. And that kind of plays along with the storyline. As well as the last philosophical theme, the burden of hope. Simone carries the hope of humanity like a weight beneath her beliefs in a cure and her broader humanity is possible of places of philosophical resilience, but in the action of what costs. And we see that, like, she starts thinking, like, if I save my brother, what do I do? And we see other characters talk to her about that, like, if you do save him, what if it's not a cure? And she kind of takes risks, like, for the cause. Now on to the next section. Behind the scenes and production insight. So season 2 had more visual effects. Season 2 acquired more CGI than the first due to Rasmus virus powers spreading like a black vein and then smoke. I will show a clip where I'm talking about it right now. These effects were built using advanced post-editing and new body tracking. So they did use a little bit of new CGI while making the show. Also, we get new characters introduced. So this season brings in Sarah, a younger who becomes a lover of Rasmus, like his love interest. And she kind of challenges his humanity. And she's played by Clara Wrangler, who is cast as a strong background character in a Danish drama. So before she did that, she did a lot of like Danish shows, and this was one of her big breaks. Also, a lot of new filming locations. So season 1 was mostly shot in forests and bunkers. Season 2 opens more industrial, urban runs, factories, labs. Background of Palom Base, emphasizing slowly the expanding world and the stakes. And last fact is the production timeline. So filming took place in late 2018. So after the show got greenlit for season 2, they did production, but it was late. While production team was aiming to bring more emotional weight, while using sci-fi, dripping into the sci-fi intensity. Because they was kind of going back and forth, like, do we do more sci-fi? Do we do more of this? That's why, like, the production timeline was a little late. Actually, season 2 was supposed to come out not the same year, but like a little bit later after season 1. That's why we got season 2 a year later due to post-production stuff. Now on to the last part. Key plot points. So spoiler free. I'm saying this now, if you don't want to be spoiled, pretty much be aware. Most likely, I'm gonna put a stamp card at the bottom of the video, so you guys know if it's spoiler free to be aware. But Rasmus' body is matured, making him a threat for everyone he loves. Simone is torn between protecting him and stopping the virus from spreading. Alon continues deadly experiments, hoping to weaponize the virus for control. That's a new plot point. So pretty much Palom is trying to use the virus to start war for propaganda and stuff. That's a really interesting storyline. And we see some characters from Palom kind of being a part of a resistance is a really good storyline. I'm not going to get too much into that. New allies and new enemies from the regime who believe in Rasmus and the future. So, and then it's crazy because near the end, Rasmus kind of betrays Simone and then they go separate. So the siblings are not together by the end of season 2. And pretty much a Lumen War kind of sets up for the final season of season 3. And this show is really good. I'm gonna give this season, it's really like levels up from season 1. I really liked it. I'm gonna give it an 8.5. Like, this is actually one of my favorite shows on Netflix, but it's really good, and I can't wait to do a review of season 3. Season 3 kicked it out of the park. And hopefully you guys liked the video. Please comment down below if you have any like movies or TV show suggestions. I really like when you guys do that. As well as hopefully you guys are liking the series of me like reviewing shows. I really like going into it and really like deep diving into behind the scenes and philosophy about it. I'm kind of a nerd, so I love going deep into it. So hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys next time.